That's the beginning of the final of 10,000 race for women. Participants are Fulan Pal and Jyoti from Uttar Pradesh, and Pooja Harijan from Rajasthan is the third contestant. This 25 lap race is the longest on the track. Fulan Pal didn't start in the 5,000 meter race for women in this competition. Due to some reasons, she pulled herself out, so she must be looking forward to give her best performance today. Currently running at the third position. This is an event in which only 2 medals have come to India so far in the Asian Games. We're recalling those moments, and those 2 medals came as unforgettable 1-2 finish by the Indians in 2010 Asian Games. Let's begin that this event was introduced into the Asian Games in 1986 Seoul edition, and gold medal went to China in the first 3 editions. In fact, first 5 Asian Games witnessed 4 Chinese women standing in the middle of the podium. Then the moment came for India in 2010 at Guangzhou in the Chinese city, when the gold medal went to India's Pooja Sridharan, who broke the national record then, and that is still standing in her name of 31 minutes 50.47 seconds. And in the process, following her closely was Kavita Raut at the finishing line, and she won the credible silver. That was one of the most glorious moment of Indian athletics. In the long distance races, often it was dubbed that India could not win medal in women, but that happened on that glorious day. The Bahraini athlete was originally African and running under the flag of Bahrain, came third then. And if I mention that one of the reasons for the success was coach Nikolai Snisarev, who guided Indian women and shaped them very well for this tough and enduring race in which a lot of stamina is required, and side by side you also have to conserve extra bit of energy for the final push. Know the energy level of your opponent and have to be in the contention with all your mental strength. That was one of the happiest moments for Pooja Sridharan, as only about 1.5 months before in the Commonwealth Games at Delhi, she came 7th, and she was having those painful memories then, and from 7th to 1st at the Asian Games was an unforgettable moment for her. Well, the order for women here at Patiala is still the same. Pooja Harijan running at the first position. She's from Rajasthan, and just behind her is Jyoti from Uttar Pradesh, and Phulan Pal is still not behind, and all three girls are running at a close distance. She's also from Uttar Pradesh. Still a lot of time to go. 21 more laps still remaining. Pooja Harijan slightly opening up the gap, and two chasers from Uttar Pradesh running so close to each other. Now making a move from the outside is a Phulan Pal, but now has given up the idea. We are waiting for a breakthrough. Quite drenched and quite fatigued these races, and it requires so much power and energy and stamina. Now you can see that from the outside, Phulan Pal, for the first time she is running at the second position there now, and Pooja Harijan by her pace is inspiring. Now you can see that all the three racers are running at equal distance. Rajasthan girl is still ahead. Well, talking about this race in the Olympics stage, it held for the first time in 1988 edition at Seoul, and back then USSR got the first and the third position then, and the athlete from Britain, United Kingdom, came second then. But since then Ethiopia is winning continuously medals in this competition since 1992. Always the world has witnessed at least an Ethiopian on the podium. Up to now they have amassed 5 gold, 2 silvers and 3 bronze in this event. That means total 10 medals have gone to their kitty in this one, and from previous 3 Olympics they are continuously winning gold in this competition. Tirunesh Devaba is one of the most recognizable name in this race. Won gold in 2008 and 12, and then added bronze in 16 in this longest competition of the track. And before that, Derartu Tulu was the woman who is often dubbed as the best 10,000 meter racer, who got 2 gold medals in her career at the Olympics. Well, still Pooja Harijan of Rajasthan having that edge over Phulan Pal, and lagging behind in this competition is Jyoti of Uttar Pradesh. You can see that the gap is widening between the front pair and Jyoti. But Pooja Harijan looking quite impressive Here you can see that the gap is opening between Pooja and Poolan. It's about 10 meters now between them. Poolan has to cut those 10 meters to come close to Pooja. Pooja is still holding the edge over Poolan. Here the picture is giving you the clear idea about the gap between these three girls. Doing very well there, Pooja. Still 18 more laps to go in this competition. Well, if we talk about the podium finishes, then the first edition of 1988 Games was the only edition in which no African nation managed to set their foot on the podium. You can see that the gap is building up between all these three girls. For how long it will remain, that's what we have to see. Pooja has opened up a margin on Poolan of about 20 meters now, which could be very devastating if Poolan will not try with extra bit of power. And that gap is only widening now. Poolan looking quite confident in her approach. She's doing very well on the track. Here she is, Poolan Bal, running at the second position there. And here is Jyoti. Maybe she has given up the idea of getting the first spot there, as she is running constantly on the third position. But going from strength to strength is Pooja Harijan at your screen. Looking quite solid. At the front. Well, as we have time, so let's recall some golden memories of Indian athletics. And this time I'm presenting you some golden moments of Shriram Singh, one of the legends of Indian athletics, one of the best middle distance racer that India has ever produced. Well, his full name was Shriram Singh Shekhawat. He was born in Jaipur and was serving Rajputana Rifles. His moment of glory at the world stage came in Montreal Olympics, when he clocked the timing of 1 minute 45.77 seconds. In that race, to the 400-meter mark, he was leading, but when 350 meters to go, Alberto Juan Torano of Cuba, the eventual gold medal winner, and he broke the world record as well with a timing of 1 minute 43.50. Caught him up and then went on to finish the gold. I still remember that when Shekhar Gupta, one of the leading journalists of India, went to Cuba and met Alberto John Torina, then he immediately asked that how is my friend Shriram Singh there, and he was shocked and surprised and asked him, you still remember him? Then he said, yes, how can I forget, because it was his early pace that prompted me to go faster and faster, and it's only due to him that I reached at the peak of my running level and went on to finish the race not only with a gold but with a world record as well. Well, those were the years when Indian athletics used to gain such a respect around the world. Well, Shriram Singh later on went on to fetch 2 golds in his career in the Asian Games. 2 golds came in 1974 and 78 editions of the Asian Games at Tehran and Bangkok as well. And one interesting story is that he used to compete in 400 meters, but on the advice of a very, very talented coach and who shaped skills of a lot of Indian athletes, Ilyas Babar, that he shifted his attention from 400 to 800. The timing that he took in Montreal was recorded as the national record, and one of the most interesting fact is that that record stood for long 42 years, and finally it was broken by Jinson Johnson in June 2018. In his career, Shriram Singh got Arjuna Award and Padma Shri as well for his services to the nation, and we still remember his contribution to Indian athletics. Well, coming back to Patiala now, halfway mark of the race has just been approached by these girls. We feel that the heat will pick up, and what I mean by heat is that the racers will go for extra bit of push and will give best of their energy and efforts. Here at your screen at the first position, as you can see, is that Pooja Harijan of Rajasthan, who has opened a wide gap over the nearest challenger, Fulan Pal. Here she is. The gap is of about 200 meters between them. Pooja Harijan, she is going from strength to strength there. The gap between the first and the second position athlete is only and only widening. Jyoti, currently running at the third position, is in danger of going a lap down. He is about 300 meters behind Pooja Harijan. Here at your screen is the athlete who is running at the second position, Fulan Pal, and here is Pooja Harijan. This race has been associated with dominance of African nations, especially Ethiopia, as I earlier mentioned. And for India, we have to work a lot, because the win medals at 2010 Asian Games are the only medals that have come to us, and since then and even before that we could not perform very well in this competition. So a lot of work is required in this event. Pooja Harijan currently running at the first position there. 20 minutes she has taken in completing 19 lap in completing 14 laps, excuse me. Still a long time to go before we'll close this race. All these girls have performed here at Patiala on many occasions and know this track very well. "26 years of age of Pooja Harijan. Still maintaining her supremacy over the rest of the field of two athletes. Pal is 24 years of age, and Jyoti, who is the youngest among them all, is in danger of losing a lap as Pooja is approaching from behind. Here you can see Jyoti at the third position, and from behind you can also witness that Pooja is approaching towards her. It's all about your timings now, and what time you are going to achieve in your level. Here it is. The leader of the race, Pooja. She can see Jyoti. She is about 50 meters ahead. Here you can see that Jyoti is under threat of going a lap down from Pooja. As I was mentioning, the gap is closing down and Pooja Harijan is looking so inspired there. Here she is approaching, and it's only 10 meters and then Jyoti will go one lap down. From the outside making the move, and Pooja Harijan thumped her supremacy there on the athletic track here at NIS Patiala in the 60th National Interstate Senior Athletics Championship 2021. Laps to go are now in single digit. The clock is ticking down. It's about to approach the 25 minutes mark. Full of sweat, Pooja Harijan running at the first position there, and you can easily guess that how much energy she has given in this race. In fact, the girl who could finish second, here she is. full in pal. Pooja Harijan is approaching towards her as well. She is about 300 meters ahead of her and could put her also a lap down. So such is the domination of this girl from Rajasthan that she is showing no sign of mercy to the other two participants. Limpal is about 100 meters ahead of Pooja to go a lap down. Lap by lap she is getting stronger and stronger in this competition. Pooja Harijan. Well, SN has produced some quality athletes in this competition in the past. As I mentioned in the name of Shriram Singh, he was a middle distance runner though, but he was also from Rajasthan, the land of forts and palaces. Some brave stories of the kings and also of women. Pooja Harijan. She can see that the girl who is going to finish second is about 80 meters ahead. There is too little hope that we'll see change in the order till the end. First position is for Pooja Harijan. At second spot still is Fulan Pal, and third position is with Jyoti. And if they all remain on the track, then it's quite unlikely that this will change. This is about to see half an hour mark. Still few more laps to go for these girls. You can see that Pooja is approaching towards Jyoti. Excuse me, Fulan, to put her lap down. To go for Pooja to put icing on the cake, as she will put both the racers on the track a lap down. Here she is coming. Here she goes. So both the participants of this race are now a lap down, and this speaks volume for the sheer domination of Pooja Harijan of Rajasthan. half an hour has gone in this competition, and you can see that Pooja under no sort of threat, as both the races are left down, and it's only about the timing that where she'll stop the clock. One of the toughest races of every competition. You can see the efforts that all these girls have put in there. The girl of Rajasthan has truly dominated this race with her own style there and charisma, as both the girls of Uttar Pradesh could pose no challenge to her. Now the danger is looming large. That will Jyoti go 2 laps down? It's Pooja is looking so inspirational, and she can see that Jyoti is about 120 meters ahead of her. So there is another possibility that she can put one of the opponent there 2 laps down. So comfortable in her approach, Pooja Harijan of Rajasthan. Jyoti is 1 lap and 50 meters behind Pooja Harijan. She added some amount of water over her sweated body. So much energy and so much effort she has given to this race so far. Though the sun is not in its full blaze, as these are morning hours, but it's very hot at Patiala. We are entering into the 34th minute. Here Pooja Harijan can hear the bell, and this is the last lap, and this is a lap for her best show. Let's see how she'll perform in this lap. She has only one competitor left on the track, if I say quite frankly, and that is she herself, Pooja Harijan. .200 meters to go before she'll finish this race, Pooja Harijan. From here on, it's only about her and her timing that she's going to achieve there. Quite inspired. From this point you can see that the domination of hers on the rest of the field over Jyoti and Fulanpal. Going towards the final curve, and from there she'll go for the home straight. Pooja Harijan, 80 meters to go for her. Pooja Harijan doing very well there. Has not performed a lot in this competition before, but here she's going to touch the timing of about 35:29 or something, and our officials will confirm that. But she ended this race at the first position there, totally drenched, totally soaked and totally out of energy, but she gave everything on the track in getting the first position in the competition. The two athletes remaining on the track, and both are from Uttar Pradesh. Fulan Pal at your screen is running at the second position there. She heard the bell for her, and let's see that how much more seconds she'll take in finishing the task. It is Jyoti, about 250 meters behind Fulan Pal. Currently they are focusing with Fulan Pal here. Here is Jyoti, the girl who is going to get the third position there. Bell for Jyoti. Well, Fulan Pal is coming home to end her campaign in this competition. About 1.5 meters behind Pooja Harijan. To get the second position. Still about 100 meters more to go to Jyoti. Here she is. "50 meters to go for Jyoti." And here she reaches home, and we put curtains on the longest race for women on the track, 10,000 meter. The gap is telling all the story. About 2 minutes ahead was Pooja Harijan from the second place finisher Fulan Pal, and Jyoti also 1.5 minutes behind Fulan Pal. Excuse me, about a minute behind.